This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hello, everybody! Welcome to another episode of That One Piece Talk. My name is Larry,
Lawrence,
Seb, and Lino, and this is That One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Thank you all for being here in Nakama. Excuse me, I am going to be reading from my phone just a little bit, so I apologize because everything happens to be a little bit structured more than usual. Nakama, it feels so good to be back. I have to admit that. I apologize for missing an episode. I was enjoying myself, as all of us should, and I was missing you all. Okay? That's enough nice things for me. No, joking. Today is going to be an interesting one. We will be reviewing One Piece chapter 1103. Now, I know it's been out unofficially for a while now due to many translation groups out there, but the official translators, Viz, dropped it on January 5th. So that's why we're doing the chapter now. All right? For those that do not know, the next chapter won't be officially out until January 19th, which is 13 days from now. But you should be seeing spoilers for the chapter probably today, which is kind of crazy. Now, you might have noticed that it's just me and Lawrence, right? Sebastian will not be joining us this episode. He had to take off. We will be doing phone calls after the chapter review is done. Also, Lionel's usually not here, so I don't think we need to, say anything about that. If you haven't liked the video, please do. We have a Discord. Don't be afraid to join. If you listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, leave us 5 stars and a nice comment. Even if you're watching right now, try to do that for us. It just gets us more popular and builds our pirate group bigger. And we read all your super chat. We will read all your super chats organically. They will not go unread. So thank you, as always, for supporting us. Now, let's say what's up to chat and hop into the chapter. Since Sebastian's not here, I have to do his job. So please be patient with me. I will be asking Marv sometimes because the super chats do disappear on the cell phones. We don't have a computer right now. So I'm probably going to ask Marv a couple times if he sees some of the super chats, which I forgot to tell you, Marv, I need help a little bit. He'll help us out. So believe me, you won't be going unread. So for that point being, let's say what's up to everybody in the chat. Law, do you want to do it or you want me to do it?
You could do it. If y'all want me to mesh up all y'all names, then let me do it.
All right. So we got Twilight Strawhat, Young Lou, Sunny D Price, Grim _ Monkey D Jiraiya, Project Iceman. We got Jinbei Goody, Pizarro Johnson, Roxy Shanks, Antonio Dukes, Goatman Tez, Ben Fresh, Kato, Play Dead, John Griffiths, Ciandre Williams, Lethal, Miguel, the Three Sword Styles, Tarif, Stacey Hayes, JJ, the King of Pirates. I'm trying to get to everybody. Toby in a building. Muppet Power. We got Mary Senpai, Key, Zavich, I think that's how you say it. Ayo, Let's Go, Mac, Joe, Evil Eye King, Juicebox. We got Carlos, Isaiah, Galaxy Threads. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Seriously, I really do appreciate you being here. Also, thank you for being patient with me. So we got a couple super chats to read off. We got Goatman Tees with the 1-month membership to Nakama status. He says, like the streams or your mom's a ...
Oh.
Why we being so disrespectful so fast, bro?
You can't be coming at people's moms like that, man.
Unless she looks good. All right, unless she looks good. Carlos Gonzalez with the $2 says, finally get to see Larry. Hashtag Larry has the best takes. Thank you so much for the love. Play Dead with the 8 months to Nakama, the membership on YouTube says, missed you, Larry. Yo, you guys need to stop being so soft, bro. Anime Reality with becoming a Nakama on our YouTube membership says, like the stream. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Mahmoud Farhood with the 4 months to Nakama status says, always a pleasure to see you guys. Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Appreciate that.
Twilight Strawhat with the membership for 20 months.
Hey, let's go.
To our highest tier of membership on YouTube, which is the 𝗂𝐚𝐭 status. He says, always happy to be here every week. Y'all make such good content. Makes my day every week. So here's to another amazing year with all the Nakama. Hashtag Shin Gang. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, much love. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have been seeing it, but I've been placing our hottest debates on YouTube as clips. I've been doing it regularly every day, and they're very easy to edit in comparison to like the YouTube shorts and stuff like that. And they are so funny. I've been seeing all of them nonstop. I've been going through them nonstop, and I'm like, yo, we really be yelling at each other, bro. Like, there had to be times where Marv was like, yo, I might have to go in there. And, and it's episode 100, and Marv was like, yo, I've done this 100 times, but like, I still don't know. But I recently heard a video with Shin in it, and I was like, damn. Mm-hmm. It was good to hear his voice.
Yeah.
Roberto Fugaretto, welcome to being a Nakama. Thank you for signing up. The Irishman with 2 months under the Nakama status. Thank you as well. Lion D. Louie with the 5 says, post-time skip and pre-time skip. Who would win? Crocodile, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Bonez versus Kid and Killer. Separate fights.
Well, post-time skip.
Post-time skip, yeah.
Post-time skip, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going with Kid and Killer.
I agree.
Pre-time skip, right? Because he said both, right? There's no way for them to really, they're not going to agree with the Crocodile. And then Kid could affect, I'm guessing, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 because he's metal, right? But they're not going to be able to beat Crocodile at all because they're not Haki users yet. They have no way of getting to him. So I believe 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 would fall, but unless Kid figures out a way, which to me he's just gonna lose. So I got pre-time skip, I got Crocodile, and I guess 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, but even I believe he would fall.
I 100% agree. All right. Roberto again with another 5 says, this is a great episode. My little brother has finally caught up to the manga. Congratulations to the little bro.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Now he has to sit and wait like the rest of us peons. Ben with the 5 says, couldn't think of a joke about Larry's head, so just showing love. Oh, look at you being nice. JD Cervantes with the 5 says, yo, what's up, guys? Glad to see y'all. Happy New Year and congrats on the 80K. Top gang. Yeah, we hit 80,000 subs on YouTube. We're at 81 now.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate you. All right,
welcome.
Yeah, we're going to talk about what we're going to do for 100K. I haven't really been going too deep into it, but I think we're going to celebrate. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. But other than that, guys, I know Sebastian's not here. It's unfortunate, you know, hate being without the guy. Also, Lina not being here, I hate to be without him. But there is a type of love I have for just me and Lawrence being on the pod. Because when we do talk, I'm not usually yelling at Lawrence. So it makes me feel like a better me, right? And I guess that says a lot about me and Sebastian's like friendship, is that he brings the worst out of me, bro. All right?
I'm saying this right now because, you know, Sebastian's my brother, right? Sebastian. And it's funny. Sebastian, he loves to debate.
Yo,
absolutely loves it. So anything to kind of draw out in any way, kind of like a debate or an argument, so to speak, from you, Sebastian's going to do it. And a lot of it's because he's trolling.
Yo, he's so toxic. Yeah. So toxic, bro. So toxic.
So, yeah.
But, yeah, missed the guy. Wish he was here. But we got another couple super chats. Give me a second, guys. Shadow with the 5 says, Happy New Year, top crew. Thoughts on why they didn't include Emu's lines in the newest OP episode? I didn't watch it. Did you?
Nah, I didn't watch it.
No.
I'm catching up though.
Yeah. We don't watch the anime like that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think y'all should know that by now. I heard the trailer was fire, but
yeah.
The anime opening was fire.
For Egghead?
Yeah, it looked fire.
Okay.
But there was mad spoilers. They showed who Vegapunk was. They showed the upcoming fights between 𝘠𝐶𝐻 and Zoro, 𝘠𝐶𝐻 and Luffy. They showed Kid versus Shanks. Like, bro, it was spoiler crazy. What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Oh, if you're just gonna sum up everything in the opening, what's the point of watching the anime?
They showed Shaka. They showed everything. Bro.
That's one thing I dislike about the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like they spoil you before it gets good, where Oda wrote it to you, so when you get it, then you can appreciate it more. Yeah, like it's bad. I don't like it. I am catching up in the anime. I'm actually proud of myself how far I am because I've been watching.
Yeah,
I'm actually in Wano.
Mm-hmm.
Luffy just got knocked off. His fight with
Onigashima.
With the fight with Kaido.
It's crazy though that they do that. They have the liberties to, like, the opening is so fire. Like, if you know what's coming and you saw it, you'd be like, oh, that's dope. Like, the way they transit is fire.
Yeah.
But how much they spoil in it is kind of like they show Bonney touching the bubble. Bro,
they're giving away key things in the
yo,
horrible, bro.
There's you gotta go watch it. You gotta go watch it. You're gonna be like, yo, this is too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, but it's fire. It's fire. But anyway, Anime Reality with the 2 says, started Kingdom, shout out Shin. Shout out to the brother Shin. Anthony Harara says, hey, yo, we got the best duo in the game. Larry got the robe on, though. It's not a robe, bro. It's a cardigan, bro. And then Project Iceman with the 2 says, no Seb, this stream is going to be a cordial one, LOL. Mahmoud Farhood with the 5 says, thoughts on people scaling Imu's ancient weapon being stronger than Naruto's tailed beast bombs? I wouldn't say that it's scalable to Naruto's tailed beast bombs, just because, like, he can shoot as many as I think he wants, where the ancient weapon needs to, like, be powered up. Mm-hmm. And it takes, like, ammo to, like, charge it up and then do it again. This is, like, a one-time thing, and it's, like, on an... We don't even know how big Lelouchia is. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Naruto is just, like... And it's just... and he does it, like, 80 million times if he wanted to.
But, like, can one blast, like, take out, like, an island? Like, incinerate it?
I would think so, yeah.
Because I actually don't know what the tailed beast bombs are at all.
It's just Kurama literally takes chakra from, like, the air, bro. Mm-hmm. And just combines his chakra with, like, other chakra, and then he just shoots it. Mm. It's crazy. I would say Naruto's is better.
Yeah.
All right. Hiccup with the 2 says, you think Luffy could beat Kizaru? No advanced conqueror's coding? No. I'm going to say no.
That punch, though, you think because he touched him. He, like, he did more than touch him because he was, like, inside this dude's skull.
We're going to have to, like... We're going to have to, like, answer this later in the chapter.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I have a lot to say about Kizaru in the chapter, that's why.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So let's wait on it. Show us the intro. We can't show you the intro. It'd be copyrighted ASAP, bro. Yeah. So apologies. But yeah, if you haven't liked the video just yet, please like the video. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, please join our Discord. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or even if you're just watching right now, go on your phones, go to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, leave a nice comment, and then do the same thing on Spotify. It just makes our pirate gang bigger. But anyway, thank you. So, ready to get into the chapter, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do it. So, okay. All right, I'm so ready for this chapter. I've been Yo, I'll tell you this. When I was on vacation, I was watching our vid. I wanted to be here so bad, bro. I did, bro. But I was having a good time. All right.
That's good.
Anyway, we have a color spread. The entire Straw Hat crew, with our additional favorite allies, Momonosuke and Yamato, they're all eating meat and smiling. What thoughts did you have about this, Law?
I thought it was a dope cover spread. Always, to me, when I see them in color, it's always like a delight. Like, I like seeing, in manga form, them in color, because I think it brings it more to life, more vibrant, more, to to me, I didn't have much takeaway from it, but I just liked it, appreciated it. I love Frankie's hair. It's dragon. Like,
yeah.
You know how Frankie could do different hairstyles or whatever? Like, he did like a cannonball or whatever, like Elvis, whatever. He got a dragon style hairstyle. I was like, that is so Frankie that he would do that. So that cracked me up. Thought it was weird though. He's like the only person that's drinking out of a straw for some strange reason, out of the barrels. Like, I was like, I don't know why. I thought it was dope that Junpei's riding Momo. Like, you know, in his dragon form. To me, honestly, Yamato, it looked like she was part of the crew in this one. I will say that.
Yeah.
From this cover picture, it looked like, I'm not saying Oda was like revealing something, like hinting towards something, but she looks very much part of the crew here. Momo doesn't though, but Yamato does. But that's about it, really.
All right. I love these. Like, I seriously can't get enough of like these color pages sometimes. Now, the reason why he did the whole dragon theme is because it's the year of the dragon, right? I have a question for you, though. Are they eating dragon meat? Reason I say this is because they have dragons on their shirt, right?
Yeah.
Then you have Momonosuke, who's a dragon, and Sanji has a bucket, and it's filled with meat. But there's, like, no other animals around to indicate that that's, like, some other type of meat. So if it is dragon meat that they're all eating, is Momonosuke like a cannibal? Is he? Like, I don't know, yo. If so, that's kind of dark.
Because I do know when you eat like a fruit, you become that, but you are still very much human, you know, still. But it is weird. Like, I should think, all right, like, a good point. Like, what meat are they eating? It could be something that dragons eat, but I feel like dragons eat just about almost anything. So
yeah, they probably eat other dragons. So I'm like, all right, yo, that's crazy.
But it's funny though. They did eat the one in Punk Hazard, the one that I guess Vegapunk artificially made, and then Zoro took out. They ate that dragon.
They did eat that dragon.
So,
all right. My next question was, why is Brook eating if he doesn't have a stomach? Yo ho 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 ho.
I can't.
Why is he eating, bro?
Yo, why he be drinking tea? Like, you know, I mean, like, this is the funniest gag. To me, you gotta play it because they make jokes about it. What bothers me is that he should. Remember when they did like the sleeping gas? To me, Brook should have not have been affected, but he like passed out with them, and I'm like, come on.
Like, how?
Yeah,
you don't even have a bloodstream.
Exactly. To me, it should be like he should be like that should be in a way like his power, or like you're not acceptable to like sleeping
you're good,
gas.
yo.
Exactly. But me cracking me up.
Something I noticed too in the color spread was that Robin is holding up Nami from falling with her devil fruit power, which was kind of a nice touch. I was like, yeah, that's kind of dope.
Oh, like a back, like the back of a chair. Like,
yeah. Frankie's hair change is always welcome, and for him to rock the Dragon Ball pun intended, his haircut was amazing. Yeah, I thought his haircut.
I hope
was
they
amazing.
bring that to the show. That would be dope.
It would be
if we see that in the show.
dope. Yeah, I think we need more Frankie like hair changes throughout arcs though.
Yeah,
like we need like 2 per arc. You know what I'm saying? I would really enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think Frankie provided the drinks because his drink looks like cola. So I think all of them are drinking cola because it's all the same type of barrel cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I guess it's if he's pouring it, it's not a straw. It's to pour it out into like the cups. Okay.
It could be either or.
Because I was thinking, why is he the only one with a straw? But it could be like, he's giving them cola.
Yeah. I still believe Yamato should have been the next Nakama. I'm gonna keep it 1,000, bro. She just fits too perfect with Luffy's personality. Like, if you look at both of them, they look like they share more in common than, like, Luffy and Usopp would. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Usopp's a coward and she's not.
It just looks like she's having fun.
Fun.
Yeah, so. Shout out to her, bro. All right, so we do have some super chats. Before we get into the next part of the chapter, let me just read those off, guys. That way I don't miss them. So we have Alan Wells with the 5 says, can y'all explain Haki visibility to me? Is all Haki invisible except for armament Haki of a black blade? Do you want to answer?
I'll touch it up a little bit. So, what I understood from Haki, right? Like we see in the beginning of, not necessarily the series, but when they first showed Haki introduced, right? Like the invisible armor. They didn't mention Haki is an invisible armor, right? So it is invisible at first, but like it kind of also shows that later on, when you make it more dense or you clothe your arm with it, like hardening it, it becomes denser where it becomes, for I understand, visible. Like for example, like you know how in animes they always be like, all right, like this person's ki or chakra or energy is so strong or so dense, you're able to see it now.
Yeah.
Right? But at first, usually you weren't able to see the energy, like the ki, the chakra or whatever at first, you know? So I kind of applying that. Haki's probably similar because we know in the beginning it served as an invisible armor, but then when it got stronger, like Haki hardening is a stronger version of the invisible armor, right? You're able to see it now. You know, it's dark. It's like they're hardening your skin to where it turns black, right? So I'll say at first it's invisible, but then a stronger Haki type or advanced Haki becomes visible to the person who's using it and the person who's seeing it.
Yeah. All right. Skylance with the membership for 8 months gave us the Nakama fist. So thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Lion D. Louie with the 10 says, Happy New Year, guys. Thank you so much for making last year so enjoyable. I love the streams, the debates, everything you guys do. Been subscribed for 6 months. Thank you so much,
Appreciate
Lion.
that.
I appreciate
Thank you.
you. And you better not be lying. You get it?
I get it.
All right, my man.
Why you always lying?
And then Skylance with the 13.99 says, thanks for this. Got the worst news possible today. And just wanted to let y'all know you guys are the reasons why I can stay sane sometimes. Thanks for making mine and other lives better every day. Thank you so much for that nice message. We all go through things in our lives. Each one of us has something difficult that the other person can't handle. And most likely the reason why you go through those things is because you're the only one that can. I will say that.
Yeah. And I'll say, man, sorry to hear you going through a rough time. I believe that, you could handle it. You're stronger than you think. Just don't give up, and I hope all things, you endure it, power through, and things go better for you.
Exactly. JD Cervantes with the 10 says, what would Yamato's reason be to join Luffy's crew? Zoro is to be the strongest swordsman. Nami is the world map. Even Jinbei is to part of the King of the Pirates crew. It's to be gang, all right? All we need to do is just be gang. She just want to enjoy it, bro. She don't need no deeper reason, dog.
To me, how it goes, I know like the covering the dream aspect. Well, hers in a way, it's not necessarily will be adding to the crew, besides from like strength wise, but it'll be similar to why Odin joined the Whitebeard Pirates and Odin joined the Roger Pirates.
She could just write it out, bro. This is what we've been doing, bro.
Yeah, it's their journey. Like their dream, like Odin's dream, was to be free, have an adventure, sail the seas, travel the world, experience the world itself. Besides being trapped in Wano, I kept saying it is too restrictive, but that's how Odin felt. Yamato's representing her. She was literally restricted because she was, in chains all her life. So Odin felt restricted, but he was actually free. Yamato was different. She not necessarily felt restricted, but she was actually in chains. So the going out to adventure would be her dream, and Luffy helping her achieve that by her traveling the road with them.
Listen, bro, I feel like sometimes, why can't she just want to just have fun, bro? Like, why can't that be enough? Like, I just want to chill and have fun. Y'all dope. That's it.
Yeah.
Y'all be getting into things. That's dope to me. I don't need a dream, bro. My dream is just living.
What more do you want from me?
We got Sean Norris with the 5 says, Dragon left the Marines because the Celestial Dragons took Luffy's mom. Could be a theory. Goatman Tees with the 2 says, y'all must have ate some gum gummies.
What?
Thank you. Toby with the 5 says, great to have you back, brother. Glad you enjoyed your vacation. # Dragon Gang. Thank you. I'm disappointed in you, bro. You got to come up with better hashtags. I never let Toby slide, bro, ever. All right. So, guys, let's get to the chapter. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Before we do it, Walfa with the Nakama status, thank you so much for becoming a member. You are truly amazing. Appreciate you. All right, let's get to it. The chapter opens up and it gives us the title. It says, I'm sorry, Daddy. Don't clip that. Vegapunk questions Bonney if she saw Kuma's memories. She responds with, I did. Vegapunk realizes he broke his promise to Kuma. While drowning in his misery, Bonney turns back to her original age and hugs Vegapunk while crying, only to say sorry to him. Bonney receives a present from Kuma via Vegapunk for her 10th birthday. It's a pendant shaped like the sun. Vegapunk tells her it's a good luck charm. Vegapunk is amazed by Luffy and didn't think he'd turn into what he is now. Bonney knows Dragon is Luffy's father. Vegapunk explains to Bonney that fate is strange since the two of them showed up here together. He also says that the Straw Hats saved his life while she was in the room occupied. He tells Bonney that he is sorry since he's nothing but a hired scientist. She yells back at him that it's not his fault. It's Saturn's as we return to the present time. What did you think about that portion of the chapter, Law?
I thought it was touching, where the fact that we're like, you know, she's always pretending to be this adult or whatever. But when it came down to this sincere moment, revealing the truth about her dad and feeling how that Vegapunk was kind of forced into all this, that he wasn't the reason why your dad's free will is gone. You know, that he didn't willingly do this to Kuma, but him and Kuma were actually friends. They had a good relationship. And how Kuma even admired and thanked the Vegapunk, you know, through all this stuff like that. Just being there to help Bonney and help him all through it by being a friend to him, and then even looking out for him by fighting for him against the celestial dragons in this case. So the fact she turned to a little girl, her original state, to hug him, to me showed that like she let herself be more vulnerable, with Vegapunk saying, I accept you now. Mm-hmm. You know, I accept you not as the person I thought you were before, but look who you are, a friend of my father and a friend to me. So I thought that was touching. With that's what I saw with her, because like we see very few times now that Bonney goes back to her original age. I think the other time was again when I mentioned where she tackled Zoro because Zoro was about to cut the celestial dragon. She kind of resembled that age that she is now. So I thought that was very touching that she showed that. And then Vegapunk, you know, is just, he feels he let Kuma down, and he just feels sorry for Bonney for like what she went through. And the next part is just like I'm so interested of like how Bonnie's view of Luffy now, right? Because now she got the whole Kuma's backstory, like flashback or memories. She sees how Kuma views Luffy and the potential, like, all right, even that statement that Kuma made before, that he believes that Luffy's going to be the one to save the world or change the world, and that the most person that will be like Nika is possibly Luffy, the Straw Hat Pirates. And also that collectively as a group, because it's not just Luffy, because Kuma didn't just focus on Luffy with this, he would always put them together. Like, these are the ones, like, even for example, the flashback where he said, you find out that Luffy punched the Celestial Dragon. Kuma didn't single out Luffy, he said, it's them again. As in, it's the Straw Hats. Collectively, and when he saw them, you see Luffy, you see Zoro, you see Sanji, you see all the Straw Hats that are present there. So Kuma, yeah, he's saying that Luffy's the one leading, you know, because he's the one around him, Nika, but he's also viewing them as collectively, as a group. So I'm so curious of Bonnie's side of it, because she even asked a question. So this person is the son of my dad's friend, you know? So maybe like, all right, their fathers were, our fathers were friends, maybe we could be friends too. I don't know what Bonnie's thinking there too, but I'm curious to see the more development between their relationship, because, you know, people are thinking like potential Nakama with Bonney and Luffy. And yeah, that's all I have.
All right, give me a second, guys. Just making sure I don't miss any super chats. Yeah, I got it, Marv. Thanks. All right, so for my thought, guys, excuse me, I will be reading from my phone sometimes because I had so many thoughts about this chapter that I kind of don't want to miss any. So the first thing I want to point out is that I think Vegapunk is such a complex individual. I feel like he's more human than a lot of humans in One Piece. And what I mean by that is like, bro can build like an island destroying weapon, but then make bullets turn into flowers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. He can like operate and create biological weapons out of children and then be super sentimental towards Bonney. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He can care for Kuma's life and be disappointed in himself over failing to keep a promise, but use that same person's identity to instill fear throughout the world. So it's like, there's no better character, I think, in this arc than Kuma. But then there's Vegapunk. I think he's the second best character on Egghead during this arc so far. He just adds too much seasoning to this already cooked meal. And I really love Vegapunk. I think I'm starting to like him even more as time goes on. The sapphire necklace is very interesting. I was going to save it for later, but last chapter, Vegapunk mentioned that there was a separate algorithm that he created in order to I don't know what
switch.
To switch, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this may be it. I think that Kuma gave his will into the necklace, and Vegapunk's not telling her about it. But when Kuma shows up, he's gonna touch the necklace, and then he's gonna revert back to himself. Like all his memories, everything that's of Kuma is gonna come back to him. So I think the necklace is like a circuit or like a USB drive. And then once he touches it, bang, Kuma's back. So that's gonna be dope.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah. I'm very interested in learning when Vegapunk found out about Luffy and his devil fruit. I was wondering maybe he found out during Alabasta when he defeated Crocodile, or he found out about Luffy during the Marineford War. The reason I say this is because it seems as if he's had his eye on Luffy for a long time by saying, who could have imagined he'd turn into this after 2 years? During chapter 1069, when he mentions if the White Warrior has appeared, right? He's not shocked that it's Luffy. He was more shocked that the transformation happened and it happened to be white. I will dive deeper into that later in the chapter. But it was very interesting when you look back at 1069 and the way he spoke as if he already knew Luffy had the Nika fruit. So does Dragon know
that Luffy has the Nika fruit?
That Luffy has the Nika fruit? Because even in 1069, they go, well, Luffy's always said gum gum this and gum gum that. And then Vegapunk goes, there's no such thing as a gum gum fruit. There never was. It was always the Nika fruit. Might be interesting.
I want to add something to that.
Yeah.
You guys want to make later? Because I thought it was interesting, because this goes into later on, but I realized it while I was rereading, looking up for this chapter. I noticed something, right? And it goes into Kuma's response to Luffy, right? And he goes back to Nika being a legend and stuff like that, right? And maybe it hit me that their storyline being written, right? It was from what the books you read and from what Kuma was probably passed on to by his own father. It was never said or led to believe in the legend of Nika that he was a fruit. Yeah, because Kuma would know that. Exactly, it's out there. But then he's like, oh, he probably ate that fruit. But Kuma never makes that link at all, you know? So it kind of made me believe that, Nika originally probably wasn't a fruit. It was probably a person, you know?
I'm going to jump later into that, too. I have a crazy theory for you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll jump into that. But other than that, you have nothing else?
No.
All right, we're going to jump into Super Chats for a quick second so I could just list those off. Marv, let me know if I missed any, but I'm going to start going off on them. So we have Martin Calderon. That's the next one, Marv? Or yeah. Martin Calderon, a.k.a. Pulseman94. That is a very long name. With the 5 says, question about sword. Who created it? How old is it? And what's the purpose? Hashtag where everybody at. Hashtag Garp Gang. I don't know how to answer this. There's not enough information.
What was it?
When was sword created? And who created it?
Oh, yeah.
I'd probably just say it started with probably during Sengoku's era. I don't know. It could be.
So yeah, Sengoku's era, and then the person we would think that we have evidence of that would say at least the first one has to be Korosun.
Yeah, I would say it goes back to that date. Yeah. That's the earliest that we've ever had hints of it.
Yes.
We haven't had hints of it before, ever.
Right.
Yeah. Then we have Dead Kirby 22 with the 2 says Yamato, Jinbei, Sanji, and Zoro would be super tough. It would, bro. Also, did you know what year it is, Lawrence?
Of what?
What year it is? You know what year it is?
2024.
It's 2020 Sanji.
Bruh.
2020.
2020 Sanji, bro.
Because he's the fourth? No,
Yeah.
I thought he was...
Because he's 4, bro.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
He's 4 in the Straw Hats. But, like, Sanji means 4?
No. It's just because he's 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like that deep.
All right. You
I'm
ruined the
sorry.
joke.
My bad.
All right. Shadow with the 5 says, if y'all were Blackbeard, which devil fruits would you consume? I don't know. I probably wouldn't have a devil fruit.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, if we were to pick devil fruits, I'd probably pick the Anel's devil fruit. Then I'd probably pick Luffy's, obviously. I feel like there's no other way to go. And then if I was to pick like a 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, boas. Because I'm fire, bro. No man can resist my charms, bro. Alright? It's impossible, bro. Blackbeard would have to sneak me, dog.
You said, like you said, yeah, Luffy's is a good choice. Honestly, you might mess around and pick Kaido's too.
Yeah.
Be a rubber dragon out here.
Pause, bro. That sounded crazy.
How did that sound crazy?
That sounded crazy, fam.
I don't know how that sounded crazy to you.
A rubber dragon?
Seems about right.
Marv, that sound crazy to you?
I think.
All right. Kirby with another 5 says, if Kuma passes on Egghead, could you guys see Luffy and Dragon exchanging words in Kuma's eulogy? Dragon ain't doing nothing, bro. Dragon not even attending. Dragon gonna be like, yo, I'm busy.
He could not. He gonna
Yeah,
show
Dragon
up.
gonna be like, I'm busy, bro.
Nah,
Guarantee it, bro.
He's gonna show
Yeah.
up. Wait, did you?
Magic Hex? Magic Hex with the 5 says, I wonder if the necklace is Ginny's jewel. That's kind of sentimental.
The one she had on her face?
Yeah.
Oh, Ginny's.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Like a piece of her skin.
that sounds.
It's
It might be. Instead of, but that sounds crazy. Like he just.
Yeah, she was
She
circumcised.
just formed into like a giant crystal.
Why did I say that, bro?
I don't know why you said that. I tried going past it to save you. So like her
Yo,
at the end
terrible,
of her,
bro.
she just turned to a giant jewel, and he just like had that made into a
No,
necklace.
no. What? You think she just turned into a chicken nugget?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Ew, what? All right, we're moving forward.
Because she was crystallizing.
We're moving forward, bro. Chopper D Dealer with the 8 says, I asked this question last week and want to hear your take, Larry. Who you got in this fight? Akainu and Kuzan versus Kizaru, Green Bull, and Fujitora. I would say Akainu and Kuzan, for sure.
Against them 3.
Yeah.
2 arrows against 3 arrows?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the reason I say this is because, one, Green Bull's not survive. Green Bull fangirls over Akainu, right? So he's probably not going to go off on Akainu. He'll go
Yeah,
off on
sure.
Kuzan, right? Y'all be using this with Sanji versus like Big Mom and Sanji versus any woman, so I don't want to hear all that. Then we got Akainu, and Aokiji can just level the playing field by turning their awakenings on. Grass doesn't beat fire. Grass would ultimately freeze under Aokiji's. And then you got to worry about Kizaru. He's probably the hardest in Fujitora. Like, their powers are crazy.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't think that they have the Haki to compete with somebody like Akainu and Aokiji. Because they're also the only admirals to fight each other last 10 days, which is the longest fight in One Piece. And they definitely got Haki blossoms from that. There's no way that they didn't. And I don't think any of those other admirals have fought another admiral.
Yeah.
I just don't. So if they haven't, they don't have the Haki blossoms that Akainu and Aokiji have.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So, then we have Joe Jones. Joe, what's up, bro? He says with the 2. With that, Larry, does Kuma join Luffy? No. Kuma's not joining, bro. Kuma dead. He gone. Marv, did I miss any other super chats? V7 2021. What the 2 says, Sanji is a fraud. He got eye-diffed by an old man. Stop, bro. Stop, bro. Kirby with another 5. Thank you, Kirby, for so many super chats. He says, Kuzan started Sword after he lost to Akainu and is playing a double agent, working deep undercover. Thoughts? I don't think so. I think it was there before.
Yeah, I think it was there before.
Yeah.
And I don't honestly. What it's looking like now, what we saw on with Garp and everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's undercover, bro.
Yeah,
it looks
it
like
doesn't.
he's like what Kuzan said. There's different there's different ways to fight for for justice without being on the Marines.
Justice.
So
All right. Yo, you guys are super chatting so much. Thank you so much. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't been on Apple Podcasts or Spotify either, please go to those platforms, give us 5 stars, leave a nice comment. It does us so much. Awareness with the 5 says, I was wondering, do you guys get taken out of the story when a Straw Hat seems like they're about to pass because we know narratively that won't happen? I would say with Luffy now. Because you know Luffy's never...
yeah.
But when, like, he does... Like, when they say, oh, he's passed. Like, no. Yo, real talk, with regular characters, we're like, nah.
Yeah.
With Pound, Pell...
Because people don't normally be passing in One Piece.
Exactly. So it's like, yo, I'm already taken out if it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Because I will say this. Remember, though, what me and Lonnie used to always say? Like, One Piece taking abilities. Yeah. Because we would watch every anime that became the One Piece. You were like, yo, these dudes just be surviving anything. So it's like One Piece taking abilities became a term because, like, they survived it all. Like, they're just more durable than other anime characters.
Yeah.
So.
They're very durable.
Yeah.
Quacker Quack with the 10, his first, or her first. Super Chat says, off of what Sebastian said about Nika being a man before and now manifests as the devil fruit, any theories on how devil fruits are made? New listener and love the show, especially Larry versus Seb Heat. Well, in 1069, basically Vegapunk said that everything brought into the world is through hope. That means even people's wishes. So people have wished for Nika to be able to exist, so he exists. And the same thing works with devil fruits. So if you want a clear-cut answer, go to the Viz translations, and One Piece chapter 1069 says it. But that's basically how they exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to get back into the chapter. Let's go. Thank you for the super chats, everybody.
Appreciate that.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. We come back to the present moment in the story. Saturn has Bonney in his clutch, up in the air. He tells Bonney that Kuma is gone. Sanji, Vegapunk, and Frankie still can't move. Luffy asks for food, and Sentomaru has been captured and is alive. Kizaru overhears Sentomaru is alive, and Bonney is about to perish. The Marines do not know what's going on outside of the dome. Word has spread to the world that Luffy is holed up on Egghead. People are saying it's a bigger incident than Ohara and wonder if Vegapunk will be okay. Then we cut to Dragon and Ivankov. Dragon asks Ivankov advice on Kuma's actions. Ivankov says if he were Kuma, he'd storm Mary-Joa. But Kuma's different, so he'll... And then it cuts to Bonney saying if she's going to pass, then she's going to pass with Saturn. She's going to make Saturn pass as well. She goes for a Nika-like future attack. Saturn notices she knows the name of Nika, and Bonnie's attack bounces off of him. Bonney says it's happening again. I'm getting weaker. Saturn says you're his daughter, and you know about Nika, but you don't know what it is, and that's a shame. But he thinks to himself, she doesn't know about Nika and Luffy's white-colored form. Then we see Luffy with food, and he's stuffing his face. Marines are trying to seize Luffy with sea stone cuffs, and Kizaru has his back against the wall. What did you think about this portion of the chapter, Law?
So yeah, we're back at the main chapter here.
Yeah.
A few things I wanted to
speak on it, bro.
Right?
Get him.
Ooh. Come on, I feel like not that old and messed up, but this whole thing is Luffy's place here doesn't make sense to me. Right? Because you go right before the time skip.
Okay.
Frankie's holding Luffy because Saturn attacked Luffy, right?
Yeah.
And then he grabbed him. Right? And the last time we saw Luffy, he was being held by Frankie. Right?
No, he punched him.
Huh?
He punched him away.
No, he grabbed him. I went back.
No, he punched him.
Yeah, he punched him, and then he grabbed him.
Oh, then he grabbed him.
Then he grabbed him. Yeah,
okay,
he punched him. He punched him away from Saturn's stomping on him. And then he grabbed him, and that's when he's like, "Oh, so you're a crew that cooperates together and all that stuff, right?"
Yeah.
And they showed him and then he goes, "I wonder, Luffy, your fate and Bonnie's fate, how you guys got here. I could not foresee that you guys would be here. But if you guys could somehow get out of the situation, I would like to see how you guys fate your way out of this or whatever, right?"
Yeah.
And that's the last time we see Luffy. He's being held by Frankie. And then you check where Frankie is right now, on that picture where Saturn's holding up Bonney. Frankie's all the way to the right.
Yo, you make me want to now go back to the chapters just to see like what you're talking about. Because
Yo,
like
it doesn't add up.
I frankly remember pun intended. I frankly remember that Frankie punched him out of the way and then Luffy was just on the floor.
No, he grabs him.
Okay.
After
Right,
he punches him.
I forgot then.
After he punches him, he grabs
I'm just gonna
Luffy.
believe you.
Yeah, I'm that serious.
Okay.
I went to it and I was double checking. He does punch him to punch him out of the way, but he does grab him. But Frankie's all the way to the right, and Luffy's to the left of what's that? The giant
Giant.
dang it, Vegapunk's satellite.
Atlas.
Atlas.
Yeah.
He's to the left of Atlas.
Okay.
So like Frankie's here, Luffy's like how?
So you saying that Oda messing up?
I guess so. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think
All
like because Luffy's not being held down.
Okay.
You know, right? They're being held down, but Luffy's not in that vicinity. And actually, because I want to look back, what was holding them down? Then that's when I noticed it. Like, hold on, Luffy's supposed to be over here, but he's over there somehow. But anyway, I was like, what? Okay. Anyway, but yeah. So I want to know what the heck what's holding them down though too, because like why they can't move. I don't. It's his power, but I don't know if it's ability wise. But I kind of feel like they don't have abilities. I feel like it's something else because there's too much going on here.
Yeah.
What Saturn's able to do, I could like wink at you. No, not wink because that's Ivankov's. I could like look at you and like shut you down. You know, because I tried thinking like linking it right because Sanji got hit directly and he can't move, but Frankie did not. Right, but he can't move, and Vegapunk didn't get hit at all. Only Sanji got hit.
Yeah,
but he's stopping Atlas, Sanji, Frankie, and Vegapunk.
Well, you remember that one panel in that chapter where there was like flames?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I'm thinking, but only
it might be like a shadow or something, bro.
Yeah, it might be because I'm thinking only Sanji's the one that got hit directly by like that glare because he was about to attack.
Yeah.
Right. So and so going to I'm gonna go right to Bonnie's because I know you have a lot to say. When I first saw Bonnie's ability, right? We saw it used against the CP6 or whatever.
CP8.
Yeah, CP8.
It was against Alpha.
Yes, right? And I was like, oh, she might have potentially one of the Hawks' abilities out here because you could kind of tap into anyone's future and attain that power for yourself. Yeah. You know? And I was like, oh, she about to be a monster. But then, from what Saturn says, is when reality comes clearer to you, or like your reality or whatever, or other people's reality, your ability becomes limited, right? Where you can't really tap into other people's ability-wise. So like, or maybe it goes into like your belief or what you think.
You're going ahead, bro.
No.
The narrow part? He didn't say how her ability worked yet.
Oh, see, I'm looking at the punch thing. That's why. I'm looking at the punch thing. Because you did cover this, though. You did cover the punch thing.
cover that, yeah, but
Okay,
I had to separate it. Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I will say this. I know people... No. You go ahead. I'm all backwards right here.
All right, I'll go. All right, I want to start by saying I believe that Kizaru warped to get Luffy food. I'm serious.
But that's a head, though.
No, that's not a head.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Because we only see Luffy says.
No.
We don't see Luffy eating it.
No. We did go into that.
No, we see Luffy laying down, but we don't see him eating it.
Yo, did I not say this? Hold on. Yeah, he's eating food, bro. I said this. Yeah, I said Luffy with food and he's stuffing his face. Yeah, you got everybody. Yeah, you got everybody confused now, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, we left off that Kizaru has his back against the wall. Yeah, that's the last part we left off in the manga.
Okay.
All right.
I messed up. My bad.
Yeah. All right. So to start again, I want to say that I believe that Kizaru warped to get Luffy food. When we first saw him in this chapter, he was laying down with his arms like this. They were completely on the ground, right? He was considered like immovable. But then he hears Sentomaru is captured and Bonnie's about to perish. Then all of a sudden, Luffy has food and Kizaru's sitting straight up with his back against the wall. Kizaru did more for Luffy than Garp ever has.
Okay. Just for getting him food just one moment that Garp ever has? That's a wild statement.
Ever has, bro.
That's a wild statement.
All right? Ever.
Nah, that's a wild
So
statement.
I'm going to say that with that being mentioned, I think we're starting to realize like Kizaru didn't actually get one shot. if my theory turns out true that Kizaru was the one that got him food, because he's the only person that's fast enough to do that.
Right.
I think that he didn't really get one shot. I think that the Admiral Agenda is still alive. I just still don't think that they're as powerful as the Yonko, unfortunately. Excluding Luffy and Luffy and Blackbeard. I don't think they're true Yonkos yet. So I would say currently right now, the Admirals reign supreme over them. They just don't reign supreme over Shanks, Big Mom, and Kaido. And I would say Old Man Whitebeard isn't on their level that much either. But that's debatable. But I want to say that Kizaru wasn't going full strength, and I think that he got one shot on purpose. I'm starting to see that now. For Dragon, oh my God. Let me rub my big head real quick, bro.
What'd he do now?
My hope is that he shows up at Egghead. That's my hope.
He would have no idea that they're here, though.
That's not true. Reason being is because the news has said that Luffy's on Egghead, holed up with Vegapunk. All right? Then he's smart enough to know that the Marines will be present, right? And they may take out Vegapunk. They may take out Vegapunk if they find out that Luffy is going to take Vegapunk from their eyes, right? That would be a great asset for a Yonko to have, the smartest person in the world. If he doesn't, bro, if he doesn't swing through, bro, he might be my least favorite character in the One Piece series. Also, if I may add, can anyone picture Luffy asking Zoro what Nami would do? The reason I asked that question, it's like Dragon doesn't even know his own people. Because he literally is asking 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, even though Kuma's running off of pure instinct, where do you think he actually is going? Like, what is he doing? And for me, nothing explains harder about how much you know about your crew than you asking somebody else what somebody else is capable of. As a leader, as a person who's making moves, you should be able to know who your people are inside and out. And I feel like Luffy knows that. Like, he knows what Sanji really is, right? Like, when Sanji left the crew because of reasons unsaid, he knew that Sanji wasn't really that person. He knew Sanji's true motives. That's why he never hit back when Sanji was hitting him. That's why he told Sanji, yo, I can't become the Pirate King without you. I'll be right here. And then what happened? Sanji came back. And he was like, all you got to do is ask me for help. Same thing with Robin. He even knew it with Usopp, but didn't want to admit it. It's like Dragon doesn't have the ability to understand his people and also to go after his people. You know what I'm saying? That's why Luffy is such an attractive person, because he brings that out of you. He makes you feel like, yo, he's a pretty good captain now. Like, he understands who people are and what they're going to do, and then he puts trust into them. And if they can't handle it, he'll go and handle it for them. So it's like Dragon asking 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, it leads me to the same thought process that, like, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is usually the mastermind behind most of the stuff that they do. He's usually he's like an advisor, right? Like, he's like an advisor, but realistically, it's like everything's run through 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Everything's talked about through 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Kuma, and Sabo. Everything has to be discussed instead of him making the personal choice of, all right, we're doing this. We're going this way. You understand what I'm saying? Or am I, like, not saying it?
No, I understand it. I get what you're saying. I just see it a little differently, as in like for like Luffy's Luffy's character. Luffy's very intuitive, right, and very emotional, right. But the thinking aspect is not his strong suit. Yes, you could chop to the Dragon. He's overthinking, right. But I think about Dragon's perspective is like how he's asking is more like he's thinking of a bunch of different things and like to get clarification or like not necessarily understanding, but it's like you may have an answer, but it's like I want to see what this person says because
it'll add to one of my thoughts already.
Yes, you know.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense because I do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think he's more asking like because like it's like he views because like they're founding members and they're also leaders with him. So it's like he's getting their thoughts on like the very like you said, clarify or put pieces together that he may have already be thinking or try also too with Dragon. A lot of it's like to make the right move because a lot's on his shoulders or everything. So it's not necessarily like I keep thinking the word delegating. It's not delegating. It's more like asking for.
He's being delicate.
He's being delicate. He's trying to get where Luffy, he doesn't really do that because like thinking is not in his arsenal. Sorry to say, but like that's what he's not a thinker. He's more impulsive, intuitive, and he's emotional. He's feeling. So he's gonna go off strong emotion.
Yeah.
You know, Zoro's the more the thinking side. Sanji's the more thinking side. Sanji's both. He's a thinker and a feeler, but those are the ones that think for him. It was Robin and Nami also think for him, and then now Jinbei. Luffy has a bunch of thinkers on his crew. He's like the only one that's not.
Yeah.
You know, so he's not gonna think, and that's where Dragon, he has both. He's a thinker, and he has a bunch of thinkers that are gonna help him. Like, all right, let's kind of game plan this. Let's map this out. You know,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Maybe I am being too harsh on him just because of all the things I already don't like.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, all right, this is adding to something already. I should probably take a step back and be like, you know what? Like, Lawrence is kind of right. Like, he's being very smart about this.
Yeah.
Like, where do I go next? Because the move I make now is going to dictate everything else afterwards.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm wrong. I'll say I'm wrong.
Okay.
All right. I think Saturn just admitted that there's a reason why Zoans are colored in their awakened form. If there's a connection with Nika, right, and the white form, then maybe they are two separate entities. Like, Nika is the parasitic host of the Zoan fruit, which means that if there were other gods within these fruits, then maybe they could become just as important as Nika, depending on which color they emit. Now, that brings me to my next theory. What if the user has a Zoan devil fruit, and based upon that user's will, can turn their awakened forms into either a white-colored form or a black-colored form? Based on which color form you emit for the devil fruit will bring either hope or bring despair. It'd be super interesting to find out that the Joy Boy, or that Joy Boy, was the previous user of the Nika devil fruit. And when he awakened his colored form, it was black. Hence, why he failed and brought despair by not being what the world needed to combat the 20 kingdoms that were trying to overtake the ancient kingdom, and they later became known as the Celestial Dragons. Maybe the will of Luffy and the power of Nika is more special than we are led to believe, which is nice because it now means Luffy isn't so much fate.
So your will depends on the color you'll have, and if you'll bring like how the fruit will respond to that. I actually kind of like that. If your will is a different will, like for example, just give it like if Blackbeard ate the Nika and awakened it, his will would be most likely a black. Like, I can't picture Blackbeard being a white Nika. It would be more like a black. I'll say what do we cloak?
It was a black cloak.
Cloak,
yeah,
black
because
cloak.
they've clothed it cloaks before.
Yeah, cloaks. A black cloaked Nika instead of a white cloaked Nika. So that's interesting. I actually kind of like that. Because like it does. Because I don't like the faded stuff. Because even Vegapunk said it earlier about them being faded. I don't like the faded aspect of things because it's like all this was meant to happen. And the whole thing was like, the whole show's about will and your will overcoming something and you achieving stuff with your will. If you throw fate in there, then what's the point of will? The whole show's based off will. But if you add fate, it kind of takes away from the will. It's just like, no, you were born to do this from the get.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your story is kind of like already written. And it goes against free will. It goes against will. It goes against ambition, drive, personality, even stuff that happened in your life. It's like, no, it's all going to happen that way. That's why I don't like about the faded aspect of things. But I like your idea where like, depending on your choices and how your will develops over time, you can shape the color or the cloak of your, if you eat an ability, what your ability will look like. You know?
That the only reason I said that is because, you know, Saturn was like, yo, she doesn't connect Nika in his white colored form. Yo, what if the previous Joy Boy was the previous Nika user and he ended up having the black cloak? And it would make sense, right? Why? 1069, Vegapunk says, everything in the world is brought through hope. That means devil fruits too. So devil fruits are the dreams of the people or the wishes or the hopes of the people. What's opposite of hope? Despair. So if that's so, then that means that maybe when you bring a certain type of Zoan fruit into its awakened form, you're either in the despair form or the hope form. And this is why Vegapunk in 1069 was so ecstatic that he was like, oh, it's the White Warrior of Liberation. How did that transformation become? Like, how did that happen? And everybody was like, yo, what are you talking about? It's just Luffy. And he was like, nah, it's different. It's the White Warrior of Liberation, Nika. How did he do that? And it kind of brings to my mind, it's like, oh, how does that? And I thought of that. I was like, yeah, that has to be it.
I wonder though. Remember when Saturn saw Nika or Luffy fighting Kizaru? And when he saw him in that form, he said Nika. But how would Saturn know like that form? Is like Nika. Like the difference in the forms though.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a different effect, right? There's probably like Joy Boy, where, for instance, in Wano, when we went to that village, Ebisu Town, right? I think it's called Ebisu Town, where the people were laughing, but they were sad. They didn't want to laugh anymore. It was the effect of smile fruits, right? Turned out smile fruits actually make people sad.
Yeah.
So it's like, what if the previous user of the Nika fruit didn't bring joy to the world, right? Like he was a joy boy or some sort, but maybe it was like, I'm a person that brings despair and unhappiness the same way smile fruits did, because my cloak was black and it wasn't white.
Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. And the reason, just to clarify, because I know, like, just to pay attention, white, like I think I mentioned it before, the white cloak thing represents like
Purity.
Yeah, and that's why. That's even in biblical terms. Like, yeah, your sins will be made as white as snow. It represents purity. So it's not like attacking a certain thing. It's just like white can represent holiness or purity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If you haven't liked the stream just yet, guys, please like the stream. If you haven't gone to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and give us 5 stars with a nice comment, please do. It does us a lot. If you haven't joined our Discord, please join our Discord as well. Let's just read some super chats for the time.
That seems more aggressive than
yeah, that was aggressive. So we got Stardust with $5. It says Zoro Gang. And then we got Dead Kirby 22 with 10 says Crazy Theory. After seeing Saturn's true demonic form, Kizaru might switch sides, possibly setting off a marine civil war against the world government. Kizaru and Fujitora versus Akainu and Green Bull. Yo, I would love to see some marine action, bro. I really would.
Yeah. I feel like...
Which one? Eric Talato with the $2. What do you say, Marv? This is Heavy Cope, no flash with teleport. He's probably talking about Kizaru. Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate all the super chats and all the support, guys. Thank you. All right, let's get to it. So, ready?
Yep.
Actually, we should just do sponsorship to get out of the way. Guys, we'll do sponsorship real quick. We'll get it out of the way.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Have you been struggling lately? Maybe having difficulty sleeping, struggling with a relationship, or suffering from low self-esteem?
Listen, I've been there. We have been there.
If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you.
BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained and here to help you out.
Talk to your therapist in a private online environment at your own convenience.
There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area.
You just fill out a questionnaire and it's as simple as that, guys, to help with your specific needs and then get you matched with a therapist under 48 hours.
After that, you schedule a secure video or phone session. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is confidential.
We signed up for different reasons, and to be honest, it's legit. It helped us out a ton.
You can request a different therapist at any point with no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2+ million people who took charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist.
This offer goes out to all our That One Piece Talk Nakama. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT.
Thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
You bring up an interesting thought process, because now that I think about it, right? What if the previous Nika user was a threat to the world? That's why the 20 kingdoms banded together, because they needed to stop him because he was the dark Nika user.
That would be crazy.
So,
I never thought that way.
So it's like, yeah, you're always led to believe like these are the bad guys, these are the good guys, but then you find out why the bad guys are the bad guys, and then you realize, well, maybe they're not so bad. Maybe we think about the 20 kingdoms as like this opposing force to the ancient kingdom because they were just greedy. Maybe it was a sense of out of protection. Like this person, whoever he is honestly a menace to society, and we want to rebel against it.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny you bring, because I think something I thought with that is like how the world, the government, and social dragons are so against piracy, right? But we all know, just like Luffy represents freedom, piracy kind of represents freedom as well, right? But we know the majority of pirates, like I named, like the only good pirates are like what, 4 or 5, but the majority of the world that are pirates are kind of like bad, right? And if, say, the ancient kingdom or Nika or whatever was introducing piracy from the beginning, say like it didn't always exist, people could look at it. No, you're kind of introducing anarchy. You're introducing lawlessness, violence, hatred, right? And the world government could have been like, we have to put a stop to that, because a world where like everyone's like pirates and you just taking what you want from other people, right? That's you're creating, like, for example, the pirate paradises of like the world, right? Is those islands that are lawless, where anything goes. The Marines are not there. There's no order here. It's like you come, take what you fight, take what you want, and leave, leaving the loser to just suffer from the consequences, right? But like if that were presented like in a way, people's freedom, you know, because also too, I always notice what Kaido's always saying, playing pirates, right? And now you got different idea of like what piracy means. Like you have Luffy with his idea, and I think Shanks and Roger's idea. Idea what pirates are, right? But the whole world kind of has a different view of what pirates are, right? So who's exactly right with the piracy thought? You know, is it Roger, Luffy, Shanks, and those and relatively good pirates, or is it like, you know, the idea where the traditional pirates was like, I'm not playing pirates here. Pirates is this. That's what Kaido was saying. He viewed all the other ones. You guys are playing. You guys don't know what real piracy is.
It would be very interesting if Oda took the route of what Attack on Titan did, where the Eldians were considered the evil people, and then the Marlians were considered the evil people, and then at the end of the show, it's like, who do you side with? And it turns out that neither of them are truly ever great people. They're just humans. So what if Oda takes that route with the 20 kingdoms and why they banded together against the ancient kingdom? It's like, yo, who's right? Which one would you choose on which side of history? Maybe there is a reason why the 𝗏𝗄 are doing what they're doing, but it's out of the response of what happened 800 years ago. And even though it seems evil, I would say right now it's justified. Because then we get into the justice aspect of the show, right? Like, what does true justice mean? And then it goes back to what 𝑑oflamingo said, right? Where he was like, justice is the person who decides to rewrite history because they won.
Right.
And it's like, well, they had to win, because if not, they would have just been losers.
Yeah.
And by losers, it means they were probably suffering. We don't know what type of suffering they were having, right? But it does make a strong case of people always do something with a reason. What was their reason? And if it was a great reason to your morality spectrum, would you have done it too? And I think that would make One Piece better.
Yeah, it would be. I would add a different light to it. And I'll say, obviously, to me, obviously, what they're doing now, the Sister Dragons and the 𝗏𝗄, all of them, is evil. But to me, it also could be like, over time, power usually shows that can corrupt people, and they led it to like even the way they view people now. But in the beginning, it could have been there. It could have been a different fight.
Yeah.
You know, they tried to stop anarchy, lawlessness, and violence or whatever, right? To establish order, those ideas or whatever that they thought that was going against, that would affect the world. But now, like, you've been running for so long, you got so comfortable here and trying to hold on to that power, is that you allowed it to corrupt you, where you start viewing yourselves, because you established, in a way, the world or the system of things, right? In the One Piece world, that it's gone to your head now. You're using it to look down on the people who weren't there with you on that side, you know?
It'd bring in a great tragedy. It'd make Dragon very much the most dangerous person in the world, because he directly correlates to like anarchy and like taking down the regime that is. But then it's like, okay, what replaces that? Is it the same people? Like, do you have a plan after this is all over? Like, what's your structure gonna be like? Like, we don't really know. And that's the interesting thing about One Piece right now, is that, you know, sometimes it does get into the political realm of things, but it also needs to go, like, into the psychology of how this is all gonna work out. Like I feel like sometimes like we're so challenged by the fights and we like power scale out of our minds, but we don't psychologically power scale. Like we don't say like what challenges me as a person. Like what's 𝗏𝐼𝐴 right? Like should we just have let 2 kids being hung from a window burn because of what 𝗏𝐼𝐴 would do later? Or like, I want to start being questioned in that aspect. I want to question myself. Like, what would I do in that situation? So, my bad. We got into like more of the last question that we were talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's go back into the chapter. If you guys haven't liked the video just yet, please like the video. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, please join our Discord. So Bonney says she can't use her powers on Saturn. Saturn tells her he gave Bonney her powers. He wanted to experiment on infants since they couldn't eat solid fruit to see if they could receive powers from fruit extract. It was a success, but the fruit was worthless. Her fruit allows her to transform into any future, but the more she sets into reality, the narrower her future possibilities become. He tells her she wants to believe in Nika, but due to her powers weakening, her reality is setting in that he doesn't actually exist. Saturn continues on telling Bonney that her mother, Ginny, was the 8th wife of a fellow in the Holy Land. He performed chemical experiments on Ginny, but it was a failure, and she developed blue blemishes. It didn't work out, but it was curiosity that set in when it passed to Bonney. Something then crashes into Egghead. Bonney is in disbelief. She cannot believe Saturn did that to her and her father. Vegapunk is furious and upset that Saturn tore Kuma's family apart. Saturn replies that he doesn't feel for the feelings of insects. Kuma shows up. The Marines on Egghead can't believe it. Saturn overhears that Kuma is heading towards them, and his authority chip isn't working. Saturn doesn't believe it, and Vegapunk is in awe. Kuma's here. Bonnie's too terrified to move. What are your thoughts on this portion, Law?
Just to clarify before, going back to like the whole Kizaru thing, right? I know it'll be interesting, like him helping Luffy. It makes sense because like I was wondering who the one that gave Luffy food from the right, and seeing Kizaru sitting up now and everything, but I just don't like. Because we keep seeing Marines. Like, I want the Straw Hats to kind of combat against the Marines. Yeah. Which it looks like less and less. Fujitora might be on their side. We didn't even see them fight Green Bull because of, what happened there. And then, because the main thing we're supposed to get him fighting Akainu and them. And the more you make Marines on their side, it takes away from the potential opponents that they're going to fight. It's just going to be like, oh, Luffy's just going to be fighting pirates and then the world government, you know? So I want to kind of see, in my mind, we're going to get those matches, but we might not. Right, going back to what I was saying before is that with Bonnie's ability, how I was viewing it to be like this great ability thing, but now it kind of narrows it down a lot, and I'm just like, that's...
It's a healthy nerf.
Yeah.
I think sometimes Oda does nerfs, and it's kind of like, why?
Yeah.
But this is like a healthy nerf, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I want to go. Does it go into like what your belief in, or like what you think reality is? Because it came to like her powers going away because she was doubting Nika's, and I wanted to do with Luffy, right? And that's why I thought the whole thing was like, it was never thought to you that Luffy or Nika was a fruit. It's like a person finding Nika, and then you find out, oh, it's a fruit that like Luffy ate. It's just like, oh, that kind of did it bring it down for her reality, or like would she think like, all right, maybe it's not really real because fruits are fruits, you know? I wanted to add real quick. And this is coming up because we don't have that much time left. So we got reveals that, to me, shows more like Saturn, the science. We're like, all right, you're in the science division, you're the captain of it, but are you a scientist yourself? Like, what do you do? But we see that he does experiments in science where he actually, to me, like almost Vegapunk level. The extract of fruit, you're able to get it, and you're able to give it to Bonney, and running experience of that, and able to, and that's where he explains, because I don't know, we just saw her have the fruit itself, right? Where, because like to me, I thought of when she was in the church the entire time. I didn't know she came out with an ability. We're like, How did? Because the only reasoning it out is like, you know how they had the barrels and then one just turned into an ability fruit, like a devil fruit. I go, oh, maybe that happened.
Yeah.
Because where did she get the fruit to eat, and then she just in the chest the entire time? Like, it didn't make sense. But now we get it. She had it actually since like she was a baby through Saturn, and then also got clarification with the whole sapphire scales that she was born with it through the experiment done to her on her mom. I thought when the other translation of this that it was like the experiment they were running, either you get the fruit or you get sapphire scales or like both, whatever. But we see no, it was two different things. I wonder what experiment he was running on Bonnie's mom, Ginny.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's all I have for now.
All right. I do want to shout out to CD for the 100. Thank you so much. I will get to the super chats right after I'm done with my stuff. And then after we're done with the super chats, we're going to get into one more question for the end of the chapter, and then it's phone calls. So if you're here for the phone calls, stay tuned. But anyway, before we get into the super chats, I think the reason why Saturn wanted to experiment on infants with this particular fruit is because that's when people are the furthest from reality. When your world is set in and you have too much knowledge, the possibilities of like any future is narrowed down. Hence, child experimentation. Saturn on Epstein Island right now, bro. So let me point this out real quick. What makes Oda so goated is this right here. Do you know when the Mad Scientist group was formed?
The Mads?
You could take a guess. It doesn't have to be crazy complicated.
Let's see. It has to be. Let's see. It has to be before O'Hara.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
No?
No, O'Hara was like 33 years ago.
33 years ago.
But it could be. It could be.
Okay.
It definitely could be. But it was over 24 years ago.
Over.
Yeah. You remember why they were disbanded?
Because what blew up in Punk Hazard, right?
No. They were disbanded because Vegapunk and the Mad Scientist group created lineage. They found the blueprints to life, and that was called Lineage Factor. You remember who was in the scientist group?
Of the Mads? Yeah, Vegapunk, Queen, Judge, and Caesar.
Yeah, and 𝘀𝐸.
𝘀𝐸,
Yeah. All right. Do you remember which one was experimenting on unborn children using Lineage Factor?
Caesar?
Judge. You remember which child Judge's wife Sora had first?
Reiju.
Reiju. The king of foreshadowing goes brrr. Saturn then used Vegapunk's tech to experiment on children via Ginny the same way Judge did with Sora. And Sora ended up murking herself to turn her kids back, but she only could turn Sanji back. So the same child experimentation that Judge was doing, turns out that Saturn was doing 12 years later, essentially.
That nice connection. I was not thinking about that at all.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out that Judge happens to be this guy, and Saturn was actually picking up from his inventions. So the discovery of Lineage Factor led Saturn to doing what he does. And this is where I try to say the morality of Vegapunk happens to be so skewed. But also, is he a danger to the world? Even though he's not trying to be dangerous? I would say yes. Because if it was never for Lineage Factor, Bonnie and her mom Ginny would have never probably had the ability to catch sapphire scales. Crazy, right?
That is pretty crazy.
It's confirmed that Ginny wasn't Saturn's wife, so I'm still holding on to my theory. I'm still holding on to my theory that Saint Roseward is Ginny's husband. Saint Roseward is Charlos's dad, the one that was riding Kuma the slave at the Reverie.
Okay.
Yeah. I said Kuma the slave so people could know he was there. Also, in chapter 1069, Vegapunk mentions that all things, including devil fruits, are brought into the world with hope. So, from my perspective, if devil fruits represent the wishes or dreams of people, then extracting the fruit and giving it to someone who doesn't follow the hope or will of the fruit grants the user of said forced devil fruit despair, thus giving them the blue sapphires, or in other words, the blues.
The blues.
Yes. When you're feeling blue, you feel depressed or full of despair. Hence, blue sapphire scales.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's something that's interesting because remember what we always talk about in the beginning of the show. Because I always mention, and I would mention to you and Sebastian, is that I thought it was strange enough where everyone who eats an ability, right, for some reason that ability like matched that person almost perfectly.
So when you force it upon people that it doesn't match perfectly, that's probably like a devil fruit disease.
So it's kind of like almost, honestly, it's almost like, not necessarily, but the smiles. Or the gamble.
Yeah.
It's like you either get an ability, like the gifters, or you don't. You become like this laughing thing.
And guess who cured the sapphire scales? Vegapunk. And he's also experimenting with devil fruits on children, which is kind of the same thing that Judge was doing, but he's doing it with the green blood.
Yeah, and creating like artificial children.
Crazy. I was cooking. I was cooking. All right, I'm gonna do one more question, then we're gonna go into the super chats, guys. I promise. CD, I see you going crazy. I see everybody else going crazy. Please give me a second. All right. Next, we see Kuma running and the Marines shooting at him. We hear Bonnie's thoughts. She says she can't speak and talking to Kuma about her spirit breaking down. Meanwhile, Kuma getting bodied by cannon fire. Bonnie then says maybe it's easier if she passes. I'm sorry, Dad. Saturn gets upset at her weakness. Marines then take aim at Bonnie's head. Then Saturn just goes, you know what? I'm slamming her on the floor. Bonnie continues with after all Kuma did for her. Then Saturn goes to step on Bonnie and Kuma jumps in the way. Bonnie can't believe Kuma's arrived. Neither can anybody else reading the chapter, right? Kuma lifts Saturn's claw from him and winds a furious dad punch. What did you think about this, Law?
I thought this was awesome. Like, this is kind of like I know people predicted, like, Kuma's coming to Egghead, Kuma's coming to Egghead. Yeah. Even though he's, like, going, like, somewhere completely different. Yeah. No, he's coming to Egghead. So this was awesome, like, coming to save his daughter, because it's, like, poetic, right? The whole time where he was able to go to his daughter, he kind of, like, chose not to, like, whatever. But she wasn't really, she was just living life. She wasn't in any danger. Yeah. Right? And that's when he actually had his will with him that we, like, that we saw. Now at a time where his will's supposed to be completely gone, right? And you should have no idea that his daughter is going through this because he's not there. So your will's gone, you're not there, you're not watching over like you were like in the flashback. Yet this is the time you make it to see your daughter to save her. I thought that what Oda did there was actually really touching there. And honestly, it made me think of like again what Kuma was made out of, like because also too we saw that he just fought Akainu that came here. Yeah. And kind of hit him in the face, even like attacked his leg, but his body's still together. So whatever alloy that he made of, and this is impressive to me, it shows how strong that what Vegapunk made them out of, because Kuma is not made with the Lunarian, DNA like the other ones are. Yet he's still this durable, taking all this stuff, all this damage, because like who's really repairing him? We saw him, he fought those 2 years straight to protect the Strawhat ship, and then eventually became a slave where he was all beat up, and then going through all this, and then now no one's really repairing you, just kind of like leaving you that, yet you're able to get all this done, like survive through this body that Vegapunk made you, showing like endurance and will. And then leads the question to like, is your will still intact for you to come back here? And I honestly think, real quick, because I know we don't have a lot of time, why? Because I think it doesn't make sense that Kuma was going to Mary Jo's. What were you going there for? It made me think, what if the entire time he was looking for Saturn? Saturn would be at Mary Jo's.
That could be true. And
then you're going there, Saturn's not there, and somehow you get, I don't know, whatever, but you find out that Saturn's here at Egghead. It's like, yo, I'm coming to finish whatever I started. I feel like he might have been looking for Saturn, because what would you going to Mary Jo's for? Yeah. Right? And I think that's it. Yeah. I have for now.
The only thing I gotta say, man, about time. Thank you, Kuma, for showing up. Kuma is a real one. I think it's the payoff that we needed. I need more payoff for sure. I need to see him punch Saturn in the face. Also,
you think he lands it?
Listen, I need to start asking the audience, if Kuma lands this shot on Saturn and drops him He could get back up. We putting Kuma in top 20? Because a lot of people were putting the 𝗀𝗀 in the top 20 strongest alive right now. We gonna start putting Kuma up there? I need to know. I need to find out from y'all because, yo, listen, man. Kuma landed this shot. A lot of, Sanji right now stuck. Vegapunk stuck. Frankie stuck. Kuma ain't stuck. I need to know where Kuma is in y'all top 20s now. Yeah. Yo, next chapter, y'all gonna have to start rethinking, bro.
Kuma here looking like Superman.
Listen, because a lot of people was like, yo, the 𝗀𝗀 are top 10. Yo, they might drop down to like top 15 if Kuma out here bodying at this point, right? Yeah. I am very happy that Kuma's here. I love the fact that like a man is protecting his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, he came in at the right time, and he looks furious. And it's instinct. It's like that, you know how they'd be like, yo, he got dad strength? Like, people got dad, he got dad strength, bro. And I think that's kicking in right now.
Word.
Yeah, so, it's gonna be interesting. I'm very much looking forward to January 19th.
Actually, another point, too, right? And, for example, like, going into, like, Kuma, what he did, because not only he's using his ability, he's using Haki hardening. His will. Yeah. So his will's not gone. Because to access this, your will has to be there.
Something's going on, bro.
Yeah.
Something's going on, bro. But that's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Guys, I'm going to do super chats, and then we're going to get into phone calls, okay? Marv, let me know if I miss one, bro. So, Straw Hat Ronnie? All right, thanks. So, Straw Hat Ronnie with the 2 says, who you think has higher potential, Blackbeard or Luffy? Thank you for your first super chat, by the way. I have Luffy. Luffy? Yeah. All right. 𝗏𝐿𝐴. That's a very, I don't know. I like that name. $15 with the first super chat ever says, been listening for like 18 months on Apple Podcasts. Finally caught y'all live. Thanks for all the hard work. Keep up, gang. Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Or ma'am. Appreciate you. Thank you for listening as well on the go. Kirby with the 2 says, hashtag Dragon is Rock's agenda. Hashtag 𝗀𝗀 Packwatch. Y'all need to stop, bro. Celestial Donkey with the 17 months to Yonko status says, hashtag Buggy Gang. Thank you. And then he sends 100 immediately after that. Just to say hashtag Buggy Gang again. Hey, thank you so much, CD. I appreciate you. Yo, we miss you, bro. You've been gone for so long, man. It's been a minute. Thank you for coming back. Kekker's boy? What does it say, Marv? I can't see it. Oh. That was a lot that I need to say. All right. So basically, can you like screenshot that to me, Mark, and send it to? It would have to be bigger. Pause. Nah, I can't really see it. See, this is why Sebastian's needed. All right. Take a photo with your phone and then send it to me, Marv, so I can read that real quick. Give us a second, guys. I want to make sure I read that. All right, I'll just go to the next one until Marv sends it. Kremet says, what's up, gang, with the 10. Showing love while on vacation. Kuma the GOAT on top. #1 character. Y'all have fun. Can't wait to watch the pod later. Oh, thank you, Kremet. Appreciate you. Hope you have a great time on your vacay, bro. I had a great time on mine. Then it says, Kekker's boy with the 5 says, Dragon was asking for confirmation, but the way he responded to Eva was Oda saying Eva was wrong, and Dragon knew what he'd actually do, i.e. Bonney.
I guess like if Ivanka was saying he would go to Mary Jo's, right? But he's like, no, he would go to Bonney. Yeah, I guess.
Flame Kid with the 5, first super chat, thank you, says, is there a link between characters with a scar/mark on the left side of their face, like the Will of D, or nothing at all? Sending love from the UK. Thank you, from the UK. That's still to be determined.
Yeah.
A lot of people have scars on their left eye. A lot of people have their left eyes taken. It might represent the moon and the sun. Because Oda does a lot with the moon and the sun. So, you I know you're not the right person to talk about this with, but you remember Ra, the mythology of Egypt? They say like the Eye of Ra. No. All right. I don't know which side that Eye of Ra is on, but if it's on the left side, the Eye of the god of Ra, whatever, I forgot his name, but Ra himself was the sun god of Egyptian mythology. Okay. So if I would connect it, if the Eye of Ra is on the left side, then the eye on the left side means the sun, and the right eye means the moon. Okay. Could be it. Oda knows his stuff, so I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, he does. He does research.
Yeah, he just connects things. So I would say that's the connection. Y2K with the 5 says, "What's up, gang? Just want to say that that the day when Zoro no longer need a prep time to name his attacks, then he will be stronger than Mihawk. Hashtag Kuma." What's wrong with you guys? Celestial Donkey with another 100? He sent 2? Bruh. CD, thank you so much. He says, "Missed a few streams. Hashtag Buggy Gang." For the 3rd time. Key with a 5 says, "Next chapter better start with Kuma's punch knocking the Sonic coins out of Saturn, or me and Oda are slapboxing. The fate is mandatory."
The Sonic coins.
What'd he say? Sup guys, Sup guys, been waiting for a minute, just caught up on the streams. Alright. They can hear me? Shout out to Broker. And dude needs to be invited onto the show. And for the $500 he donated to Shin's the GoFundMe. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, Broker, come through, Broke. Trev with the 3 months to Nakama status says, "Y'all think Kuma landing that punch?" I absolutely believe it. I really do think he landed that, bro.
I think it's poetic justice that he does.
Yeah, it's gonna represent Luffy punching Charlos. Yeah. At Sabaody Archipelago, for sure. Project Iceman with the 2 says, "Need Kuma to do Saturn like Whitebeard did to Akainu."
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Gambler of Fate with the 10 for the first super chat says, "Hey, just stopping by to say thank you. Recently found the pod and have been loving all the debates, explanations, and discussions. Thank you guys. Keep up the work." Oh, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all so nice. Y'all so nice. All right, Marv, did I have any more to go? Huh? I can't hear you, Marv. Slurp Muff?
Yeah, and it's right underneath the Broker upgraded membership to Yonko. Broker.
So I have Jeds for the 5. He says if Kuma lands this shot and it does actual damage, it won't drop Gorosei's stock, but it raises the revolutionary stock. And then I have Luffy Nick with the 10 says, "Do you think that the immortality surgery is the only way to be immortal in One Piece? Many fruits out there. I believe that can do exactly that. Do you think we'll see those?" I think that's the only way, bro. Yeah, send me the pictures. Haki can only do so much too.
Yeah. Want me to read Slurpma?
Yeah, if you got it, Lo.
Yeah, I'll read it. Slurpma with the 5. It says, "Do you think Oda has Kizaru possibly joins the Straw Hats to match Blackbeard's crew with Aokiji for their end fight?"
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, definitely not. No. Broker with the upgraded membership to Yonko status. Thank you, Broker. I appreciate you. Carlos De Leon with the first super chat for $2. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're done with the super chats right now. You can send still, but we're just gonna do phone calls. All right. So this is the part you guys all love waiting for. Thank you all for being here once again. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. It helps us out. If you haven't joined our Discord, please join our Discord. If you haven't went to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please go there, drop 5 stars for us, and leave a nice comment. Other than that, let's get to it. I'm ready. Oh, the phone number will be in the live chat. I forgot to say that. Yeah. All right. All right, phone number's there, Marv? Yeah? All right. Gotta respect Marv, bro. Helps us out. I shouldn't do that on the mic. That's gonna sound mad annoying. There we go. First call. Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from that One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Yo, what's up, guys? This is JD Cervantes.
Hey, what's up, JD? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man?
Thank you for the super chat.
Doing good. I can't believe I actually got on here.
Nah,
I'm
you're
literally
here.
just watching the stream out there right now just to see if I could maybe get on.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
here,
wow.
man. What's up, man? Talk to us.
Well, actually, first I did want to say and I'm pretty sure I can speak for everyone when I say, well, first of all, congrats on the 80K.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. And yeah, I think I can say for everyone, like, thank you guys for making this family, for being this outlet for everyone to come together. Everyone loves this show, One Piece, the show, the anime, the manga, and you guys are like, you made a family, and we can all come together, talk about it, have a little debates. But yeah, I just wanted to say that as a little thank you for you guys. But I did want to ask, do you think Kuma could pass away here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The percentage of it, though, I would probably say, like, the first percentage that came to my mind was 80%.
Same.
Yeah?
That's weird.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
exactly 80.
Yeah, it's like 80%.
It's pretty high. It's
yeah.
pretty high.
What about you, Jay? Do you think it's like, what percentage you give Kuma surviving or passing? Either one.
I was thinking that maybe he could survive. He could survive, and it would. Well, I had a possible outcome that could happen was that Luffy could be the one to take out Saturn, and giving Kuma the opportunity to go into hiding alongside with Bonney, and him taking the spotlight away from Kuma, and Kuma just. I mean, come on. After all the stuff he's been through, he kind of deserves that little break, in my opinion. And giving him what I hope is a happily ever after, with Bonney going into hiding, and then Luffy beating Saturn, making a big show throughout the whole world, and then him finally becoming like the 𝗀𝗄𝐻 would be like, okay, did we have to go after Nika at this point? Pushing forward the final saga and making Luffy just one step higher than the rest of the Yonko. I mean, that's what I think. What do you guys think about that?
I actually want to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
Do you believe that Bonney doesn't have any more story to tell after Egghead?
What I believe is she can, in the same way as the rest of the worst generation, like Veggie and X-Drake and everyone else, maybe similar to Kid, who I believe is still alive, Law as well. But actually what I was also hoping is in the next arc, which I'm hoping that it is Elbaf, that it would be a chance for 𝗀𝗏 to come in.
Okay.
Because up to this point, everyone in the worst generation has had a hand in the arts, and he's just the only one who's missing.
Okay. The reason I asked that question is because you thought like they would go into hiding, so there's really no reason for Bonney to be in the story then anymore. But I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I've never felt like Bonney needed to go past this point. Like her story kind of ends with Saturn and Kuma.
Yeah, same.
Like people are saying like she should be next Nakama. I don't really want that. I don't think she kind of fits into the story more than Yamato does, in my opinion. I think this is where it ends for her. So I don't know.
I think if Kuma survives this, to me, Bonnie's not joining, right? Not that she should. That's the difference. Because if Kuma does pass, it's more of an avenue where she could possibly join. But again, I don't necessarily see that either. I don't see Luffy asking her to join, and I don't see I don't really picture her with the Straw Hats because to me it's like what's she gonna do? Like you know how many things like she was what Kuma said he raised her to like view Nika this way, right? So the whole time she's just gonna be fanboying Luffy as Nika, or like how's that gonna go? Because like the main thing like if Luffy does save like or helps them, right? Her dream is to meet Nika and have Nika save her dad in a way, right? So she could be her goal is to sail the sea, have an adventure with her dad, you know. Luffy could do that if Kuma Kuma survives. So I don't really see an avenue to her where like she continues her adventure with Luffy.
Yeah. But that was
okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go.
I did just want to say, well, if that's the case, then it would be probably best for Kuma to remain alive, have a Luffy again beat Saturn to take, literally the power of the world government for like aimed at him to give Kuma and Bonney their chance to go, run away together and at the same time see the world.
Yeah.
And again, push Luffy further up the ladder, further up the chain. And maybe she wouldn't necessarily join the crew. Perhaps, and it's a huge reach, maybe the fleet. Maybe the fleet she would join, or be an ally to at least, not necessarily join, but perhaps in the arc, which is probably believed to be a huge world war, where you have to pick a side, and everyone who's been helped by Luffy would probably go to his side, and maybe she would join into the fight with Kuma, maybe, but I was curious about that, but I just don't think he would die. It would, and also too, Oda isn't exactly the one who to kill characters, and I just don't really think he would die. But a lot of people that I've heard do believe that he was. I just want to get you guys' opinion on that.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you wanting our opinion. Thank you for calling too. It's a pleasure hearing from you.
Yeah, of course. Again, man, like, you guys are awesome. You, Larry, Seb, Lawrence, Everett, Lionel, sorry. Everyone.
No, it's understandable. It's understandable you didn't say Lionel.
I mean, I love the fighting game references, the Marvelous, the Thirst Trap. I mean,
he's about to do it.
I'm just a huge fan of you guys. And, keep up the good work. You guys are cool.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
I know you guys have a busy night.
All right.
I'll see you guys later. Much love from Dallas.
Much love to Dallas, man. I heard you got some thick women out there.
Hey, man. Y'all can't see me, but I'm rubbing my hands. Y'all don't even know, bro. Nah, man. Yeah, much love. I'm out of here, guys.
All right.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
Have a good night, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Later. That was funny. What is it? No, I'll do it later. Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from that One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Yo, this is Anthony from Wuhan.
Hey, what up, man? How you doing, brother?
Chilling. Just got off of Wuhan,
Yeah. What's up, man?
What up? Okay, anyway. I have a wrote it down, so I won't waste any more time.
It's all right.
Okay, it's short. Do you think Dragon saw something that made him say, "Unfortunately, I found no justice there," or like, do you think he saw something in God Valley for him to say that he found no justice? Do you think he saw it from Garb, from where he was just focusing on fighting Roger, or then he was trying to be like Kobe, saving the people are being hunted from the cities? Let me hear what you want to say.
I would say it'd be very interesting if the most important moment of Garp's life happened to be the most devastating moment of Dragon's life. And what do I mean by that? Garp was asked by his nemesis, Roger, that he needed to look after Ace because he was innocent. And what happened for those 20 months? The government ended up murdering infants by the thousands. across the world within a certain time period. What if Dragon knew about this, heard about this, and was like, this isn't justice. This happens to be the most traumatic, dangerous, and like evil thing I've ever seen in my life. Not a lot of people ever give credence to the fact that they murdered a entire generation of babies that were unborn. And Dragon might have been like, it'd be very nice to see like Dragon's a bad dad, but that's also why he's a bad dad. He's like, yo, I seen what they did to babies, and now I can't even talk to my child because they take it out on him.
Mm-hmm.
And now what I am would make him in even more danger. So it's like, I am the complete opposite of my father. Where my father accepted the evils and cared for one kid, I couldn't accept that, and I couldn't care for one kid.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a great flip of the coin for me.
Yeah. And honestly, I think it's interesting because we don't really touch about this much because we know how we see how Dragon, he doesn't like, for his revolutionaries, even to me, like they all agree that they're about this life, but it's just like, what you're getting into. But when Kuma found out that Luffy was here and the Dragon was kind of paying attention, and Dragon says to Kuma, keep talking, you're pretty much like, or like you by saying this, just kill me now.
Yeah.
Right? Showing right here, he didn't say kill you're gonna end my son. He said you're gonna end me. Right? Saying that you mentioning this, that I would go after my son if he was in danger.
Yeah.
Right? Playing to that thought. So I think like Dragon would go risk his life to go save his son if it needs to be, like you mentioned, if they're in a situation where like they're gonna come after Luffy for Dragon's what he's doing. And the main thing is what Dragon's fighting against is, I believe, what he saw was the fact that how much the Marines are in a way are controlled by the world government. They have to do whatever the world government says, because right now what Dragon's trying to fight is the world government itself, not necessarily the Marines. He said the Marines is a good system that could be used for good. Not everyone in the Marines are bad. They even said they talked about some people have good ideas or good justice that you could rely on, but the world government itself is what he's trying to stop. So he views like the Marines like, if I have to listen to them, right? I think what he saw no justice there because the world government has no justice. They are selfish. They do whatever they want for their own agenda, not necessarily for the greater good of people.
Yeah. What about you, Ant?
My fault, I'm eating. Oh my God, I dropped my. I'm sorry.
Hey man, no cursing.
But I dropped my piece of chicken. It's more. My fault. My fault.
You ain't eating that udon, dog? Like, what's up, man?
But I put in that work, and what you mean? My fault. Anyway, what I think is, what I think that I don't know, like it's tough because I was just thinking because I see Dragon in God Valley. He's trying to save the hunters from the celestial dragon, but he also sees that Garp is focusing too much on Roger. Because I do remember when you had the other guy on talking about God Valley on that one chapter.
Yeah.
And it made me think, and I was like, dang, like I do believe that Dragon like saw something in front of him where he's like, this is not justice, like whatsoever. Like he don't mess with it at all. But that's what I got.
Yo, that's enough, bro.
Yo.
Well,
yeah. I don't know. I like Garp, but like you're also not wrong. So I'm just like,
I feel you, bro.
Let me back up.
I feel you, bro. But
I don't wanna. I'll let y'all go get some more calls.
Thank you, and I appreciate you for calling, man. Taking the time out of your day.
Oh heck yeah, no.
Yo, I got a question though. Did you pick that chicken up and eat it?
The bread, no, it's still on the floor.
Oh my God, yeah, that's 4K, bro. Just let you know, bro.
Bread, what you mean? It's on. Anyway, I'll let y'all go.
All right, bro. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night, Ant.
Have a good one.
Later, Brody.
He gonna pick it up and eat
it. He gonna pick it up and eat it. Guarantee you. Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Oh, hey, it's Twilight Strawhat. Can't believe I actually got it for
Twilight, what's up, bro? Thank you for the super chats.
Oh, yeah. Anytime.
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Not too much. Enjoying the 8 inches of snow we're getting around here.
Oh my god! Don't even talk to me about snow, bro. I want to fight the weather right now, dog.
Oh no, for real, the weather's been wild.
If I could Gatling
But
every
yeah,
snowflake, I
no,
would.
I just have a quick question because it's getting to the end.
Mm-hmm.
With the new episode that dropped, it kind of made me think a little bit more about what do you think Big News Morgan's role will ultimately play, because I feel like he's a lot more important than is really shown, especially with the fact that he's posting newspaper articles that the 𝗲𝗄𝐻 are very much not happy that he's been posting, and he has no fear of them at all, it seems.
What you think, Lo?
Honestly, I believe when the Straw Hats find, One Piece or the Laugh Tale, and like what's revealed to them, somehow Morgan is gonna find it and he's going to write about it and introduce that to the world.
So you're saying Morgan's gonna be the Pirate King?
No, no. It's more like, for example, like you know how like when the it's gonna be like pretty much what I'm saying is like he's using him to slowly we see what Morgan's is that he's trying not to cover up the truth so much when the story's too good.
Yeah.
Right? If he gets a wind of the true ancient story of the kingdom, like the war happened, the Void Century, all that stuff, right? I believe he's gonna want the world to know it. So I feel like that's gonna happen. While Luffy, finds the One Piece or Laugh Tale and the last island and uncovers it all, right? The story is gonna somehow get leaked or whatever. Morgan's just gonna hear about it or find out about it, right? Luffy's still gonna do what he's gotta do, but I feel like the whole world's gonna know about the Void Century through Morgan is what I'm trying to say. Let me put like Luffy's gonna do what he's gonna do, but the story itself, the Void Century that's been hidden for years, Morgan's gonna reveal that to the world, like what actually happened 800 years and what the world government is really like.
It's an interesting thought. I don't know what Morgan's role is. It could go either way. I think whatever side wins, he's gonna go with. Whatever's interesting, he's gonna go with.
Yeah.
And that's
I can agree. I can agree on that side too, because it's the one thing. Like I don't think he's gonna have anything to do with like changing anything, but he is definitely going to be the one to let the entire world know what's going on, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a lot bigger of a thing than people really think, because he can basically write the narrative to what the general population can know.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. I have no idea. I feel like Morgan's is one of those unpredictable characters that I can't predict.
Yeah.
I really can't.
No, I agree, and I very much I've grown to love his character so much for that simple reason.
Yeah, I like the spontaneity.
Yeah, the fact that he's not just like a puppet to the Marines, where he fought a government official to point out what he wanted, to me, gave him more stock as a character. Because if he was just someone that does whatever they said, I just point out, it's just like, all right, I wouldn't give you much thought.
He's kind of a badass too.
Yeah.
He'd be like knocking agents out.
Word.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's not afraid of anything, it seems, and that just raises the mystery behind him.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm very excited to see what happens and what Morgan's prints out. I think, a lot of people get excited about bounties now. I do get excited about like what Morgan's is going to say in the newspaper.
Yeah.
No, exactly, because I feel like at this point, Luffy's bounty definitely should be going up after the whole Egghead incident.
Yeah, that's going to be good. I like that. But yeah, man, Twilight, man, thank you for everything and all the support that you give, bro. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank all of you guys. I never kid when I say y'all make my weeks every time.
Yeah, thank you.
Going on almost 2 years.
Jeez, I know.
Many more.
Yo, we have made it like 2.5 years now, Law. Like
2.5?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, the
Kev Salinas got me on a while ago, and a good while ago now, and haven't missed a week since.
Oh, thank you, man. We had some pretty wild weeks.
Thank you for support.
No, 100%.
What's it? All right, so you've been you've been here for a while now, almost 2 years, right? Do you remember like a specific topic or episode that you like enjoyed the hell out of?
Ooh, I enjoy most of them, but if I had to kind of think of what one of the bigger ones would have been.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
I know we're running out of time.
That one, like you were like, as soon as you thought about it, you were like, yeah, that was crazy.
Oh.
We have so many.
Yeah, I know there's so many. Put me on the spot here.
My bad. You know what? If anything, write it in the Discord because I'm gathering all the wild clips from the pod and I'm trying to make like a giant movie.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That actually sounds fire.
Yeah, let me know, bro. If you know, let me know.
For sure. I'll send it in the Discord.
No, thanks, Lon. All right, bro. Twilight, appreciate you, man. I hope you have a great night.
Appreciate you guys all as well. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
All right, you too, man. See you later.
Later.
We have any super chats? I haven't seen any.
Me neither.
Only one from Jam. Jammy. All right, you know what, Marv? We'll just leave it there. I think because we only have 6 minutes left. Jam with the 10 says, it's an interesting speculating what 𝐴𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐼 would do about devil fruits if they were king of the pirates. Like, to me, Luffy and Blackbeard are more pro devil fruit, while Shanks and Buggy are more con devil fruit, and it all being two sides of the same coin. I wouldn't say that. I feel like however it is, you get to the top, that's what you're going to choose.
Yeah.
And which one you favor more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think people are fine. Like, there's pros and cons to everything, right? So, I did want to point something out. I wanted to do a prediction. Prediction time, people. I want to do a prediction. I said this in the One Piece group chat, but you must have not seen it. It's with Charles and Seb and Merlin and Terrell and all them, right? I said I have a prediction for this year. You remember when Oda said that there's going to be 2 people that are going to fight and it's going to be exciting, or like you would have never thought these 2 would fight or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I have a prediction of who those 2 people are now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think it's going to be Blackbeard versus Dragon. And I think Dragon's going to get taken out by Blackbeard.
Really?
Yeah.
Blackbeard and Dragon.
Yep. Blackbeard tried to intercept him before. We didn't know why, though, right? Could be a devil fruit, most likely. But my prediction is, if it is a devil fruit, the only devil fruit that Blackbeard's currently missing from his collection, he has a Paramecia in the Gura. He has the Logia within the Yami. If Dragon has a mythical god Zoan fruit, he would go after him and take it. So, with that being said too, at this point, he's not really the head of the Revs. He is, but Sabo's recognized as this person of the Revolutionary Army. He's the emperor. Does Dragon really need to exist anymore? Besides the relevancy of like Garp and Luffy?
But I feel like Dragon has the vision.
Yeah, I mean, Sabo could have the vision too.
Good. I mean, yeah, his drive, Sabo's drive is strong. So he definitely inherited Dragon's will.
And put it this way, Dragon would have taken out Garp, Ace, and Dragon. That makes 3 monkeys.
Blackbeard.
What you think?
Man. That's crazy. You said Ace was a monkey? I just realized that.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right. Ace wasn't a monkey. My bad. But he was a part of Luffy's life. Like, he's his brother. So he takes out his brother, his grandfather, and then his father.
It's funny. A lot of brought up something interesting that you mentioned that. Right? That how many, like, out of the D clan, how many that Blackbeard fought, and Luffy has fought none. But he paralleled it to what was it? Someone else. Cause I forgot what line I said. We were talking about it. Cause there's someone else in history, like through their prior year, how many they thought they fought a bunch of from the D clan, and another person he fought none, and it was like very interesting like, parallel between them two. I forgot who it was.
That would be pretty wild though, right? if Dragon gets taken out by Blackbeard.
I don't know if I like it, though.
Yo, I don't know if I like it either. But like, I can see it happening, bro. You know what it is? I have a hunch. I have a feeling. It could be completely wrong, or I think it's dead on. I don't know, but I feel like it might happen.
No, it could. Because, you know, Blackbeard's like the freaking off-panel king, apparently. But to let Dragon go down without him doing nothing at all, bro, to get taken out by Blackbeard of all people doing nothing, it'll probably be the biggest letdown of the show.
Steez with the 2. First super chat says, should Bonney join the Revolutionary Army? I think so.
Yes, she should.
Listen, guys, if you haven't liked the video, the stream that you're currently watching, please like the stream. If you haven't joined our Discord, please join our Discord. If you haven't gone to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and gave us 5 stars with a nice comment, you could even say Larry's head is super huge, mega mind, whatever you want to say it, but just leave 5 stars. I would appreciate you. Thank you so much for making it here today. I know you guys look forward to every Monday. I think all of us are going to be on next episode. It's going to be break week as well. So Lionel should be here. Sebs should be here. It should be all 4 of us. I don't know if it's going to be a 3-hour stream or a 2-hour stream. I guess we'll decide as it comes through. Remember, the official chapter doesn't drop. 1104 doesn't drop until January 19th. So that's like 13 days away from now. You're probably going to hear the translation groups come out with the latest chapter like soon. That doesn't mean we're going to do it next week. You know, we only do it when the official drops. But I just want to say thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for always being here with us. Thank you for always supporting us as usual. You know, I know you guys show us love. I just want to show you a bunch of love back. And I know sometimes it can get like kind of repetitive, but it's just like you guys support us so much. And I think that just proves in not only the community and how great you guys are, but just the response that you give Lawrence, Lionel, and Sebastian and myself. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Just, you know, if you're going through a hard time, know you're going to push through. And if you're going through a great time, appreciate that moment. You know what I'm saying? Life's a roller coaster. So during this amazing life of ours, we get to have you in our lives. And I get to have amazing conversations with my brother. So thank you so much to everybody. We are going to head out. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Lionel and Seb. And this is that One Piece Talk. Jana!